Hey everybody, welcome to another edition of DX News. Today we're going to give you a little recap of what's been happening in the market over the last few days, ups and downs, mostly downs, but we are in a bear market after all, so try to stay safe. Hope you guys enjoy the show. Would you believe us if we told you that the Federal Reserve has upped interest one more time? Don't just yet because they haven't, but they are planning to do so next month. And obviously, Bitcoin investors didn't like it. In the last few days, there has been a massive dumping spree. At the time of this writing, Bitcoin plunged under $19,000. Now, at the time of this filming, it's trading again of $19,600. So a nice little reversal there. The US Consumer Price Index will be released Thursday at 8:30 a.m. Eastern Time. And while analysts expect it'll show some progress in the Fed's fight against inflation, it's unlikely to be enough to stop the central bank from another interest rate increase next month. Today's bearish price action also puts the industry's largest cryptocurrency down 16.5% over the last 30 days, and as much as 66% from a historical all-time highs of almost $69,000 recorded in November 2021. Now, before you do an Elizabeth Warren and start ranting about how crypto is down and it's so volatile, let me tell you that it's not the only thing that is down. The entire stock market, bond market, foreign exchange market, it's all down. Why? Because even though Sleepy Joe's team's best attempt to deny it, we are in a recession. This thing has hit globally. The war, COVID, that stupid lockdown, it's all blowing up in people's faces, and we're seeing a massive rise in the increase of living expenses. Funny, at the same time, you have the largest oil companies and pharmaceutical companies reporting historical profits. Good job, everybody. Historical profits for oil companies while buying lemons is getting more expensive. Fuck you. So don't pay attention to what people say. Remember to always do your own research and tune into DX News for objective and unbiased thoughts. So BTC getting wrecked is not the worst part. There's actually other coins that have been performing worse. Cardano, which is the 8th largest cryptocurrency by market cap, was down 9% at the time of this writing. Solana was down over 8% according to CoinGecko. And Avalanche, which is another major Layer 1 token, was down 7.8%. Now, while we're filming this, there's actually a nice uptrend happening, a little cool recovery there, but it may or may not be enough to get us back to where we were. Avalanche is another major Layer 1 token that came under pressure in recent weeks, dropping 7.8% in value over the past 7 days and more than 22% in the last month. When recession comes, investors want liquidity. They want fiat money so they can be sure they can cover their bills and their expenses. However, depending on the type of recession and the magnitude of this one, it may not be enough. How has this recent recession hit you? Where have you seen your cost of living expenses rise more? Electricity, gas, fuel, lemons, eggs, or all of the above? Make up your own damn mind, said Sam Bankman-Fried about the mango hack. So the mango hack is something we actually haven't covered yet, and it's quite juicy, almost as if you were chewing on a real mango. It was the second biggest hack this week, and $100 million were taken off the Mango DAO market. Mango Market is a Solana-based platform for trading digital assets on the Solana blockchain for spot margin and trading perpetual futures. Mango Markets is governed by the Mango DAO. Dr. Evil, Dr. No, and other James Bond villains will be proud of this guy. Not only did he steal the funds, he's also using them to vote on the DAO on how this hack should be solved. Talk about ballsy, that's having your cake and eating it too. And on top of that, he's making this a real terrorist hostage situation because he's asking for things in return in order to give the funds back. Or demanding is more the word for it. A person claiming responsibility for the attack told members of the project's Decentralized Autonomous Organization, or DAO, that they will be returning the majority of the loot if the community agrees to repay bad debt that was taken during a June operation to save a different Solana project called Solend. At one point during the crisis, the whale had borrowed 88% of all available USDC on Solend. Some $25 million worth of debt was then moved across to Mango Markets, alleviating pressure on Solend's liquidity. The perpetrator now wants Mango to use 70 million USDC in its treasury to pay off bad debt created in June. The Mango treasury will be used to cover any remaining bad debt in the protocol, and all users without bad debt will be made whole. Any bad debt will be viewed as a bug bounty insurance paid out of the Mango Insurance Fund, the proposal continues. If this proposal passes, I will send the MSOL, Sol, and Mango in this account to an address announced by the Mango team. So we're yet to see if the terrorists win, CSGO style, or if the Mango team sticks to their grounds and does not negotiate with terrorists, unlike the US government. Moving on to another crypto scam bust, and this time it's not by the SEC. It's pretty cool to see other countries wrapping up their efforts. Way to go. and this time it's by the French. Who would have thought? So France is prosecuting 5 bastards for NFT fraud. And not just any NFT in particular, Bored Ape NFTs. $100 million worth of NFTs have been stolen between July 2021 and July 2022, according to blockchain analyst firm Elliptic. The suspects range from 24 to 30 years old. And believe it or not, as shocking as this may be, it was not the police who began this investigation. It was actually an unsung hero from Twitter called ZachXBT. People underestimate, and hackers in particular, scammers, these bastards, underestimate the power of internet detective. Remember, it was a Twitter user who called out Do Kwon on his bullshit. In a blog post detailing his investigation, ZachXBT described how the Twitter user Dilly had his BAYC NFT stolen after he clicked on the link shared by a verified member of the BAYC Discord, and he approved a transaction on a website that he was led to believe would produce an animated version of his NFT. This story has yet to end, so keep an eye out on this channel for follow-ups. I'm actually curious about how they are going to double their efforts in promoting the technology behind the blockchain as well, because it's not just good enough to go taxing people for their gains or go after a couple of scammers. We also need to promote and help spread adoption. And as another week passes, we get closer and closer to the launching of NFT Brawlers. The whitelist is still open. Join the channel for more information. And while you're here, also don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. This is Louis Guy signing out, and as always, reminding you to do your own research. Until next time.